everyone, my name is Sierra Kitzmiller, and I did my paper on Medicaid expansion for mentally ill offenders. So there's an overwhelming number of mentally ill offenders in the prison system in the United States. And not only are these offenders overrepresented within the criminal justice system, but they also have higher recidivism rates. And even if the treatment that they receive in prison is subpar, it's nevertheless still a form of treatment. For many offenders, the treatment that they receive is the only treatment that they have ever received or will ever receive. And oftentimes these offenders are released back into society without any sort of transition plan. And so they're released without any plans, but the treatment that they were receiving abruptly stops. And that sudden disruption of treatment is detrimental to their reintegration. Nearly all offenders with a mental illness rely on Medicaid coverage or some other type of charitable treatment center for their mental health services. However, if an inmate is incarcerated for longer than 1 month, they are at risk of losing their Medicaid. So this means once they are released back into society, they have no health care or access to mental health care. And unfortunately, the deterioration in their mental health can ultimately land them back into confinement. There have been several states that have attempted to implement interventions to help offenders with their mental health, and in turn, hopefully reduce these recidivism rates. The results from these interventions were mixed. In 2019, Domino et al. Suggested that expanding Medicaid to offer mental health services to offenders upon release actually increased recidivism rates. And what they found was that the areas that encouraged seeking treatment also implemented pretty stringent stipulations on these offenders. So these offenders were being rearrested at a high rate due to technical violations. Another interesting finding was that case managers actually increased rearrest rates. And while I would imagine that case managers would help an offender to stay focused and stay on track, the case managers were actually overstepping their roles. And they felt as if their duties had somewhat merged with the criminal justice system. And they were holding these offenders accountable for any violation that occurred, instead of carrying out their traditional roles of providing resources and guidance. The extensive monitoring resulted in the offenders being revoked for every mishap that occurred. The proposed intervention would be to expand Medicaid for mentally ill offenders. And this intervention would focus solely on providing access to the treatment. And it's not going to focus on the adherence to the treatment. So any rearrests that would occur during the evaluation would not be related to any stipulations that were put in place by this specific intervention. And the goal of this intervention is to reduce recidivism rates among mentally ill offenders by providing them with access to mental health. So for this intervention, I chose to select prisons in the East Tennessee region. The prisons in this region include Bledsoe County Correctional Complex, Morgan County Correctional Complex, and Northeast Correctional Complex. And the reason that I chose this specific area is I felt it would be better to gauge the effectiveness of the intervention in one region, focusing on only 3 prisons, before expanding that into the entire state in case it was not effective. This would be a pre-test, post-test design with a comparison group. And the idea would be to screen offenders during the intake process. And any offender that had history of a mental illness or an existing mental illness would be flagged and would be put into the experimental group. There would also be a comparison group that could be obtained from a prison in one of the areas of Tennessee that is not participating in the intervention. And the comparison group would ideally be consisted of offenders who would be serving the same type of sentence as far as length for the same types of crimes. For the evaluation, offenders that would be flagged as requiring Medicaid would be put into a database. And the database would be monitored by an administrative personnel inside the prison. And according to release dates, once an offender's release date would be coming up 3 to 4 months, the administrator would send that information to a Medicaid specialist, and the Medicaid specialist would be responsible for obtaining any necessary information from the offender or the prison to apply them for Medicaid so that the Medicaid would be active upon their release. Once those offenders are released with their Medicaid in effect, local jails would also have access to that database. And as part of the booking process in the local jails, they would need to enter the information of offenders that they were booking into the jail to see if they are in the database of the offenders that have been flagged for this intervention. So rearrest rates would be evaluated after 1 year, and to ease the burden of going through every single inmate that had been released during the intervention period of a year, those dates would be broken up into 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and then the 1 year mark. If a difference exists between the arrest rates of the experimental group and the comparison group, then that would show that the intervention is effective as long as the rearrest rates had decreased. There would be some barriers to this intervention. The community would obviously be a big barrier because I think it would be hard to get a lot of people on board with expanding Medicaid for mentally ill offenders. A lot of people in the community are uninsured and they have not committed a crime. So for them to feel as if their tax money may be going to providing insurance coverage to offenders, it may not go well. Politicians would be another barrier. I don't see them backing expanding Medicaid for fear of losing votes. Unless the community was on board and understood the implementation of this intervention in full and had an opportunity to ask questions and be informed and educated about the goal here, I think that would be a problem. Another major issue, and probably the biggest issue, would be cost of expanding Medicaid. So Medicaid is state-provided insurance, and the cost of Medicaid is split between the federal government and the state government. What the federal government provides a certain percentage for the Medicaid, and the state is responsible for making up the difference of that cost. That could be done in several different ways, but again, going back to the community, it may be a pretty significant barrier to get everyone on board.